So we just start by getting into a meditative state. We can just notice the breath, and keeping the body nice and still. Allowing everything to slow down, settle down. Coming to a state of rest in the nervous system. Now, I'd suggest if you're doing this at home, you sort of give it a bit of time. It takes maybe 10 or 15 minutes to really start to settle into a meditation, particularly if you're new to it. Give it that time. When you're doing this on your own, but just as a way to teach now. Settle into as deeply as we can to meditation. We just simply drop in the question, who am I? And then we wait, we listen, we pause in the silence. Now the mind might try and come up with answers. That's to be expected. So we just ignore what the mind is saying. That's not what we're looking for. You might feel confused. That's normal. The mind wants to work it out and it can't. So that can feel like confusion. That's to be expected. You might feel scared. That's normal also. When we start touching into our empty nature, that can be scary. It can activate fear in the system. So you can just remind yourself that I'm safe. I'm just meditating. Everything's okay. I just want to know who I am. I feel frustrated. Like I don't know what I'm doing. All of that confusion is normal. Trust that something in you remembers. It knows how to do this. All it's doing is accessing your essential nature, which is already there. You're just remembering it. And we just use that inquiry, who am I, as a portal to enter into that. To bypass all of what we thought was the known self, the illusory self, and go way beyond all of that to what is true. And what is already there. It's just not vying for our attention like ego does. It's not loud. So it can seem more subtle initially because it's quiet. It's So when everything settles down again, it's quiet, you can just ask again, who am I? I'd suggest you try what am I and who am I, and see what just feels more resonant with you right now. And be flexible in changing that. It can make all the difference. Because sometimes it doesn't feel like a who, sometimes it feels more like a what. And if that's how it feels for you, then trust that. But it's the same process. What am I? And then we wait. Now, this is a practice, which means that it develops over time and gets deeper, and you'll understand it more through experiencing it. Initially, it might seem abstract or like nothing's happening. But this is where persistence comes in with practice and working on it and seeing where it goes. So this alone we could call self-inquiry practice. And this is a very good awakening practice in itself, just to do this without complicating it anymore. We can just do this practice. This can get us quite far with awakening. Maybe not all the way, but it certainly will help. So we rest deeply in meditation, and then we just drop in the question, who am I? And so the answer is the best words I can put to it, which are never going to be accurate, but it's more of an experience or an intuition or a feeling, maybe a combination of all of those things, but it's certainly not a thought. You can safely ignore all thoughts at this stage. Awakening is largely intuitive. We feel our way back home to ourselves. This is how we remember. We do it energetically. We do it emotionally through feeling, and we do it intuitively. It's really not for the mind. We use the mind as a tool from time to time, certainly, like we're doing now, as a catalyst. But really, it's about feeling our way, remembering what we are. And so we really want to develop those skills of feeling energy, intuition. It's really not for the mind. Intellect won't get you anywhere with this. Something in you knows how to do this. It remembers. So we start to develop trust that it will find its way. We might need to be patient, particularly if we're just starting out with this. Something in us remembers. And so we support that process just by doing this practice of asking, who am I? Being patient. Trying to let go of expectations. So it's a raw and organic experience. Don't worry about what anyone else has said before. Allow it to reveal itself to you. And the more you do this practice, the deeper this will go. The more you will understand it through direct experience, not through the mind, of what it is you're trying to do here.